Hello, I'm Tam the TMBOTC channel. Sorry. I wanted to see how I could get how high the angle I could get, how high this thing will go, but also to get a different angle in general. But yeah, I wanted to talk about uh, like how there's like the console wars and then different companies that are at each other's throats, DC Comics and Marvel Comics versus Marvel Comics, and then stuff like Xbox versus PlayStation and such. I don't think I would be the fan I am, and I can't see people not liking stuff from both, if not either. Um, like, I bet there are people who work amongst DC Comics that love characters from Marvel Comics, and people that work for Marvel Comics that love characters from DC Comics or something, or storylines or something, and even borrow from one another or steal, whatever you want to say. No. But yeah, it's interesting to think like I wouldn't be able to like competition is good unless it gets too toxic, especially with fanboys and fan bases over like console war crap is stupid. Especially, I hate that crap. So dumb and outdated at this point. Um, and they both have sides that I love certain things from. Like, I don't think I could be, hell, even like stuff like Obsidian and Bethesda. I don't think I would be a fan of certain things without both of them. They contribute their own unique identity and stuff. Even freaking Bethesda, with like people forget they made like Morrowind and such, Oblivion, Daggerfall, all that crap. Skyrim. I love Skyrim. I love Morrowind. Uh, but yeah, those games are freaking awesome. There's some unique personality and such they lend to their games, even though it is they with like Fallout 76 and Starfield, you can start to see the flaws start to crumple and the paint peel away behind said personality and stuff. There's still stuff I do like partially about some of those. Fallout 76, in my opinion, is probably one of their weakest projects, even weaker than Starfield, in my opinion. Even though a lot of people hate Starfield and find it boring and such, I can totally see that. But like, there's things to like. There are definitely more things to like there. Frickin', how could you go without the frickin' cool ass companions? I love Vasco and his Captain Boobies saying the freaking ridiculous names that you can make him say, or like even his designs really like become kind of iconic weirdly, just like Codsworth from freaking Fallout or any of the Mr. Handys. He's kind of become like that. You got the returning adoring fan, and even like Sam Coe. Sam Coe is just space cowboy Adam Jensen. It's the same freaking actor. You can't go without being like, that's the coolest character in that entire freaking game. And even like Andrea, even though the DLC Shattered's Face does screw up in a few places by not adding more to Andrea's character there, kind of like they did with Nick Valentine for Far Harbor. Like, why wasn't this a Far Harbor situation? But yeah, like I still like Andrea because you get to kind of learn about the Varun, and they are one of the more interesting parts of that game. And yeah, they try from time to time. I could tell they were trying to reach that dialogue that people love about like Obsidian games with Starfield, but it still didn't hit the mark for a lot of people, and it still had its own kinks in the armor and such, as well as a couple other things. But yeah, I'm glad they both exist too, because I wouldn't have some of the awesome games. I still love like games like Skyrim. I'll still return to Skyrim, even Fallout 4, which a lot of people hated that game and are trying to hate on a lot of their games lately just because they feel betrayed by Bethesda because of a lot of the stuff Bethesda made lately. But honestly, I still love their older projects. They still made masterpieces. I still come back to Morrowind. Morrowind's such a freaking awesome masterpiece. Just making sure somebody doesn't log in on Discord without me being there. If you see me look to the freaking left, probably you're right. But yeah, And the same with like Marvel Comics and DC. Like I love Batman. You can obviously tell. I'm doing a Batman month, even though I haven't gotten to the comics. I am trying to get to those soon. There's just a lot to cover and talk about. I probably won't talk about like, for example, the honey stuff and such. That's already being covered enough. But I wanted to talk about some other things, and there's still things I want to cover. But yeah, and I wouldn't be like a fan of a lot of these other comic book characters. I love Spider Man, for example. I love the X Men, frickin' Fantastic Four, you name it. I love a lot of Marvel characters. Frickin' DC characters as well. Batman's one of my favorites once again. Freaking love the Joker. Joker's one of my favorite supervillains. But yeah, there's a lot to also love from both, and I wouldn't be who I am without both of them. They're both freaking awesome, and I'm glad they both exist. Same with Xbox and PlayStation. Like there are games that I'm glad exist because of them. Silent Hill, freaking Shadow of the Colossus, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, then the Halo, Gears of War, you name it. Freaking Ninja Gaiden, Fable, Hi-Fi Rush, which died. There's decisions both companies make too that is really stupid. So yeah. But even Sonic and Mario, Sega and frickin' Nintendo, like I love that both of them, and I don't think I could choose. I love Mario, I love Metroid, absolutely love Legend of Zelda. I have my Legend of Zelda collection, like right over there, if you can see. Yeah, love Zelda. Um, and I wouldn't be where I am or the fan that I am of a lot of these series and pulled through a lot of things or difficulties in my life without both. Though they do screw up from time to time, they have their screw ups. That's to be expected, though some more than others somehow. Like freaking Disney, for example. Like, what the frick are you doing, Disney? You had a whole year with like, I know you're probably trying to avoid taxes on some of those movies. I can't say for sure, but whether that's true or not, there's only so long you can avoid taxes until like that starts to catch up with you and actually lose you lots of money. Because you had like literally, I can't remember if it was 2022 or 2023, where they had an entire year of movies that were all pretty much box office bombs. It's like, how long until like the whole like trying to avoid tax things? Like, I feel like they literally want to kill themselves off sometimes. And especially recently with like Mufasa. Mufasa didn't do bad for their opening week or whatever weekend, but I feel like that's gonna bite them in the ass soon. Especially when stuff catches on and people learn how freaking boring and mediocre your Mufasa movie is. As well as it's just a movie nobody asked for. Like, what the frick? Um, and now Snow White. Snow White looks like it's going to be an absolute failure. I think the only thing that looks decent in Snow White, decent, I say that very loosely, is probably Gal Gadot's uh, Queen character. Like, she's the only part that looks like uh, it would be somewhat fun and is close to the character from the original story, and that there's a little bit more of. As well, she's a great actress, so I can see her having a lot of fun and being a fun character in general. She was fun even in the terrible frickin' sequel to Wonder Woman. That movie was awful, but she wasn't bad. Once again, she's at least a little fun. A lot of actors in that were kind of fun. Pedro Pascal especially. But yeah, that movie's really stupid. But I think that's about it. I'm just glad a lot of these franchises exist, though some get freaking destroyed or annihilated thanks to like Disney especially. But I'm glad they exist. The competition sometimes is good. It makes them want to frickin' do better sometimes. Disney, I'm looking at you. And sometimes not so much. But yeah, hopefully we see more awesome stuff in the future. Just go see Sonic 3, by the way. Go see Sonic 3. Even the freaking Lord of the Rings movies. Just go see that instead, too. Those are both better than Mufasa. Frick Mufasa. Anyways, bye. This whole video was like just a campaign to attack Disney and Mufasa. No, frick that. I just frickin' generally hate Disney lately with all the crap they've been doing. Also, looking at myself in the camera, I'm starting to look like fricking Sub-Zero or something. I don't know whether with a Batman mask. Anyways, I'll see ya. You have an awesome day.